clean-sided delivery is simply put when the market has a one-sided bias. You'll see a fat candle at the 9:30 open. It's kind of hard to catch these days, but the key is simply to wait for the second candle to retrace up and then enter off of a 1 minute fair value gap expansion out of it. So you'll see a fair value gap on the 1 minute time frame. Usually will balance out on the second candle, and then once you see it push away quickly is whenever you enter. And the key is just to ride the wave on these type of days. The second days are my highest probable setup. These are called manipulation and expansion days. You see this happen all the time, and the key is to wait for, number one, a big wick. So once you see a big wick at the 9:30 open on the 5 or 15 minute, you'll see a big wick. It will take out a previous session low or high, just like it did right here. Takes out the high, takes out this low, and then you wait. This is the key. Wait for the candle to rebalance up, break the next candle, previous candle's high. Once it closes above, you want to see the candle close above that high. When the next candle opens, you'll usually see maybe a minor retracement, but you want to see a fast expansion out of that area. So once you see the next candle expand out of that area and you have a clear target of the previous session high, that's a key. You want to wait for the manipulation, and you want to know where London high is or where the next London low is, because it will target the next London high or low. So it sweeps London low right here, manipulation wick, breaks this high, the target is London high right here. Price will go from the London high. If it sweeps the London high, it will target the London low. If it sweeps the London low, it will target the London high. I use this indicator called ICT Kill Zones Toolkit. If you want it, I'll leave it in the description, or you can comment down below for it. But this marks out the previous session ranges. It's super important, guys, to understand what the market did in the previous session, because the previous session will usually tell you what the 9:30 open is going to do. Okay, so this is my favorite model by far. Now, the third model is the days that you want to avoid. These are double delivery, and you'll see it'll be kind of choppy. You won't have a clear bias. Now, how you know which day it will be is determined by the previous session's bias, right? So for today, or this day, for example, this would easily be a manipulation plus expansion prediction, because London high is right here, the Asian session high. There's a lot of built up liquidity right here, and you'll usually see the wick and then a fast move. But days like this usually happen whenever the previous days in the market have been either clean-sided delivery or manipulation plus expansions, and they will usually do this like towards either the beginning or the end of the week, because they're trying to generate more money to actually kind of like sponsor the move. So they have to kind of wind up the market to actually have money for whenever they want to take it somewhere, right? Now, let me kind of go over today's price action so you can see a real life example of this. Every single day has a story, and that story, or your job, is to really come into the market and try to understand what is the narrative for today. Now I'm going to walk you through exactly step by step what I look for literally every single morning. I called this out in my Discord, but very simply put, the first thing I do is go to the 1 hour time frame, and I just mark out kind of structure points that matter to me. So for example, this high really matters, and then this low right here matters, and we're at all-time highs, so that's kind of the narrative. And I went to the 4 hour. I noticed that there is this huge gap right here below, but we also had these previous session highs right here. Okay, now once I mark out what I call pivot zones, the reason I mark these zones out in the 1 hour is because these are zones where, okay, if price breaks above this high it's likely to continue up, right? That's going to be the overall bias. But if we break down below this low that was on the 1 hour, I'm waiting for one of these confirmations to have a clear bias. Now, as you can see, today was what I call my favorite model, manipulation then expansion. We manipulated up at the open, it took out the highs, and then the expansion, the clean sided delivery, was to the downside. And that's probably due because we have a large imbalance that it wants to fill. So the key is really waiting for price to break a structural point to give you a bias on the directional, of the direction of the day. But every single day we usually fall into one of these categories, and you kind of just have to understand how each day usually sticks to one of the patterns. So like, for example, on Thursdays is usually whenever I see this model happen the most consistent, is usually like on Thursdays for some reason. So it will move in one of these cycles. Now, where would my entry be on a day like this, right? Now, your entry on manipulations plus expansions is really just whenever you see price break. So I would scale down to the 5-minute time frame, and then my entry, if it loads, will be usually like right here. When the second candle opens, I might say a wick up, but then I like to see momentum pushing down. So it just loaded, and this is kind of where my entry would be. As soon as price comes back up and then we see more momentum moving down, it breaks this low, stop loss would be above here, and my target would be this low right here. And especially if you have this indicator, you can either target the next London high or the next London low. So I hope that this video provided you some value and taught you something. Subscribe for more content like this. If you want to join my Discord, we have live trading every day. Click the link down in the description. God bless you.